Hi, we're going to have a quick talk over JIB today. They've updated the information with regards to the need for 18th edition training on their website today with this addressing the myths spiel. So what we have is we've got this article and it says the changes outlined in this article affect the ECS Gold Card holders in England and Wales and Northern Ireland. The ECS in Scotland is administered by the Scottish JIB. There's another video altogether. So, we've had some feedback that installation and maintenance electricians are concerned that if they do not gain the 18th edition, they will lose their gold card or become downgraded in some way following the card changes announced last year. This is not the case. Here we provide some clarification on what exactly the requirements are. So there was obviously rumour going around that if you had the registered electrician status, you had to achieve it by July to obviously maintain your registered electrician status for the 18th edition. This is for people who have done the 70th edition and are a registered electrician. I think that's where some of the concern is. So one, registered electrician status is different to a traditional installation or maintenance electrician gold card. Rules affecting this are obviously only going to affect the registered electrician point. So by introducing the registered electrician status, the JIB aims to raise the professionalism of individual electricians, electrical contractors, and the industry as a whole. I think we've I think I've made it clear my opinions on that in a previous video with regards to how much achieving an 18th edition qualification vets the assurance of your professionalism and your competence and all that other crap. Okay. Becoming a registered electrician involves a separate opt-in process, giving them money, right? To the standard gold card. It includes a commitment to CPD. Don't know what that actually entails and how they monitor that. You just have to keep the regs updated. And there's a piece of paper they want you to say you like, called a code of conduct. So when we state all registered electricians must have the 18th edition by the 1st of July or lose their status, this only applies to those who have previously opted in. So this is the area that is true. You need to have your registered electrician upgraded to the 18th edition by the 1st of July, or a registered electrician status will fall out because you have no longer got the 18th edition. Yeah, so if you're a registered electrician now on the 17th edition, you must have the 18th edition by the 1st of July. This is the myth that went around that they're saying was false, but is actually, they have just said it's true. 2. If you're an installation or maintenance electrician gold card holder, the only requirement you actually have from the 1st of July is to not let your card go 12 months expired. So from the 1st of July, provided you don't let your card expire for more than 1 year, you can renew your gold card under the existing requirements. There's no need to have an 18th edition or become a registered electrician unless you choose to. If you gain 18th edition, you can have this added on the back of your card. So if you don't have registered electrician status now, you don't need it at all. You don't need the 18th edition. You don't need to update. You don't need to seek development. You just need to give them money within a year of your card expiring. Okay? Then you can keep on going. The third thing, from the 1st of July, if your gold card is more than 12 months out of date, you'll have to sign up for its electrician status before you can renew. Yeah. So if you have your gold card expired for more than 12 months, you will then have to register as a registered electrician, so you'd have to do your regulations training. What makes that different to the previous, I have no idea. Why haven't your card expire up to 12 months and then suddenly it's gone to 13 months? Now you must have 18th edition regulations. There is no justified reason for that, with one exception which we'll cover at the end of this video. So summary of this is this. From the 1st of January, all new applications of gold cards must have the 18th edition and opt in to become a registered electrician. So if you're having a new card and you're an existing gold card holder, you have to have the 18th edition and you have to opt in for registered electrician status. From the 1st of July, all existing registered electricians must have gained the regulations 18th edition. Those who don't will lose this on their card. So the registered electrician status will be off of your card, but you'll still have a gold card. From the 1st of July, if your gold card is more than 1 year out of date, it will be required for a renewal as a registered electrician, so if you're going beyond 1 year. Okay. So to summarise, if you have no card, you need to register for a new card, you have to be a registered electrician, you have to do the regulations to then get your card. If you're currently a registered electrician with 70th edition registered electrician status, you have to have your 80th edition by the 1st of July, or the registered electrician status will fall off of your gold card. If you have a gold card that is not registered electrician, you don't need to do 18th edition to maintain your gold card, but it mustn't go beyond 12 months of expiry. If it goes beyond 12 months of expiry, you'll now have to obtain the 18th edition to regain your gold card. Okay, that's simple enough. If none of the above apply to you, I think we've covered everything. You can renew your card in the usual way. We hope this provides a useful reference to share with friends and colleagues to show how the changes will work and address some of the myths currently circulating. The only myth I heard was one they've confirmed. Let's introduce another myth. This is bollocks, okay? What this is really, and obviously this is, you got to understand obviously how the JIB works with large organisations, ECA, etc. Large contractors, large organisations that do not want to have to force all of their working operatives who have gold cards, they don't want to have to pay them to upgrade to the 18th edition, which any competent person would consider. I'm not going to say you have to train, but you have to obviously maintain your competence. And if you're working under the requirements of the 18th edition with little to no supervision, you need to have that technical knowledge. But obviously there's company structures where they just have metal munchers, grunts, or whatever, who just do what they're told, workers who have gold card or access to work platform, and they don't want them to have to update to an 18th edition qualification. That is what this is going to be for. So this has been influenced by large contractors who don't want to pay for everyone to have 18th edition. So again, fundamentally what's happening is we're going to have a area of the industry or a corner of the industry where they're keeping a line and they're not going to allow people, they're not going to insist on people progressing, which is another example of the JIB not improving the industry. They're using an exam as a point which decides update competence or not. We see no requested or suggested or pushed forward CPD opportunities. We see no expected requirements of CPD. Go get some new qualifications. Great job. Let's put them back on your card. Here's a new card, X amount of money. There's no aggressive pushing for updates. The Registered Electrician was the first push, and it was, as I said in the previous one, it was inadequate, and it's still insufficient. JIB card in no way approves, verifies, assures competence. In no way improves, assures, or verifies knowledge, skill, and nothing. Nothing. The only thing it does is it proves that you had qualifications to achieve the card in the first place. And that takes me on to another discussion about qualification or competence, because we have an ongoing issue right now in Scotland where they're trying to legalise the use of the term electrician, probably for profit. And that's going to be another video. But great. Got your JIB card. Whatever.